Here's exactly how you're going to bridge a trust gap. The info game is all about trust. And so I'm going to show you exactly how to bridge the trust gap that you have between you and the prospect. For some context, my name's Ansh. We've generated over 250 million views online, over $500,000 in client revenue in the past year alone, with over 90% profit margins. And this is the exact system we use to win the school games to meet Alex Mosey and Sam Evans in person. Let's take a visual example. Let's say you have all of your prospects and leads on one side. So let's say you have these three people who are your leads. Let's say this is you, all the way on the other side with the flag, right? Funky flag, whatever. And that's you. This is exactly what most coaches and agencies do when they make eye contact with some leads, right? Here's what ends up happening. You immediately try to sell them and you make them to come over and make this huge, gigantic leap of faith. Right now, there is nothing in between. There's nothing there, and you're forcing them to go from point A to point B without any bridge in between. In fact, the only bridge you are creating here is your own words, which technically right now hold zero value in the prospect's mind, because all you're basically saying is, trust me, bro. Because all you're saying is, trust me, bro, I can help you achieve your fitness goal. I can help you get laid. I can help you make 10K a month online. That's all you're saying. It's a whole lot of empty promises which have not been backed up by proof, right? And I'm not saying that your delivery or product sucks. I'm just saying what your prospect is thinking from day one. Now, let me tell you why. It wasn't always like this. The coaching industry, the info industry was never like this. You had agencies and service-based providers who were genuinely trying to provide good services in the market. And so pre-2020, there was a lot of leads, a lot of people looking for services from agencies to help them out with paid ads, maybe with copywriting, maybe with email marketing, SMS marketing, doing the SEO. And so, but what happened was a lot of these agencies started making crazy promises to get as much lead flow and attention as possible. And when they eventually did close these clients, obviously they didn't get the result. And so what this only did was it drove up a lot of doubt, fear, and burnt out all of these clients. And so now these guys came back into the market looking for the exact same solution, but their trust was at an all-time low. Like, trust has never been lower. People have never been more skeptic than today. And the main reason for that is because they have been scammed and burnt by this industry several times. Really and truly, the only reason why your business is unable to attract as many clients as your competitors is simply because they are able to bridge this trust gap in a shorter time frame than you can. For example, your sales cycle may be 60 to 90 days, whilst your competitors may be less than a month. And that is exactly what I'm going to show you today. So this industry is all about having that level of trust abundance, because there's a lot of trust scarcity in the market. Okay, so let me show you how you can potentially reduce the amount of time it takes you to build trust with your leads. And so what we're going to do is create smaller levels of commitment, i.e. create stepping stones for them to come over where they would feel more comfortable jumping. Instead of making one massive leap, they're taking small steps towards us. Eventually, they finally come over here. And so I'm going to go through the 4 key pillars you need to build trust within this industry. The very first pillar we care about is providing value. Now, this does not mean become the next Alex Mosey. What I'm saying here is you want to create pieces of short-form content, long-form content such as this one on YouTube, where you're having this connection with the other person on the screen. And the whole point here is to give them tips, tricks, hacks that they can immediately go away and implement into that area of their life. And all this does is you are earning their trust, saying, yes, this person is worth my time. Right now, all you need to do is just make sure you have content on Instagram, you have content on YouTube, and you have people consuming it. And another thing you could do is also offer lead magnets, right? So you're just providing a bunch of free value where it showcases that, yes, whatever you're providing, whatever you're doing is actually valuable to me. And so I'm going to listen to you more. That's all we care about. So that's the first jump. The second jump is all about consistency. Great, so now you've found different valuable tips and tricks that you can give away to your audience. You have amazing lead magnets, amazing stuff that you give away for free. Now we need to do this consistently. And all this does is you can do it through daily emails. You could do this through daily posts. This could be on Instagram or on YouTube. And you could do daily posts within your community that you're at. Maybe you have a Facebook group, you have a school community, you're on WhatsApp, doesn't matter. The point is that you have something where you're posting consistently and you're creating consistently. And all this does is it creates a lot of content that your ideal customer is able to binge watch and basically establish that connection with you throughout the entire process. And so now you've earned their trust one time, and now you're repeating that trust multiple times over and over again to a point where they understand, okay, this is the exact person I want to work with. The third pillar is super important. This is all about proof. And so while you're creating content, while you're creating YouTube videos, while you are posting and creating your emails, you want to have testimonials, case studies baked in throughout your entire business. Anytime you showcase something of value, you want to show them that you've done it before and it's proven to work. So people will pay a lot more attention and they would trust you a lot more immediately off the bat, simply because you've proven it to them. The best ways to do this is through having case studies, maybe having an Instagram channel page, which is purely for case studies and testimonials that you can showcase to your prospects. Maybe having a YouTube channel dedicated to client case studies. Maybe you have links and descriptions where you're sending people to watch your case studies. And so all of this massively builds a trust and authority of you as a leader within the industry. And it's kind of funny, kind of the way that I've done it, right? If you have a look at my Instagram, you'll see so much content just being posted, and it's very, very valuable. You can immediately use and implement. The whole point here is to just see that, okay, cool, this person's done it, check. Have you done it for other people? Check. Is it actually valuable? Because like you can try it out yourself. So have I tried out his stuff that he's saying and does it work for me? Check. The easiest way to get 10, 15, 20K PIFs is if you're able to deliver so much value to your prospect for free that they generate results and they come back. That's exactly how you win the game. And then finally, you've heard me say this word multiple times already. The fourth one is all about connection. Building that connection with your audience. Now, this is going to be through personal values, your morals. Some people may call this top of funnel content or whatever you want to call it. I call it having a brand, having a connection with the people you want to attract and work with. And so what this is, like I can create a whole video just about, how to build connection with your audience. But what this means is you need to understand what your audience thinks and believes. You want to understand what sort of morals do you want to attract from your audience. If you're a BizOps coach and you're attracting people who just care about making money, it's not going to work long term. I'll tell you that right now. And the reason is because the client results you're going to get is not going to be amazing because their entire motivation is fueled by simply money. And that's it. That's exactly why I use communities such as school, because school is community first. That's exactly why all of our clients use school. I use school all the time. And that's exactly why a lot of my content is showcasing that vulnerable side, showcasing my personal values, beliefs, motivations that goes way beyond money. And so this is exactly why instead of building a massive leap, we have these small stepping stones where they're able to build trust with us without feeling like they're making a massive commitment. And one of the main reasons why we have this trust bridge is because there is something called prospect inertia, right? You're only able to close 10, 15K PIFs. The only reason why your competitors are crushing it in the market is because they're able to build all of that trust that you are building in a shorter time frame. And so you need a better business model. You need a better system which builds that trust in a shorter time frame than the rest of your competitors. And the only way to do that is by having a flywheel. And that's exactly why we've created the Cashflow Flywheel. And so first, when you're getting those people on point A, meaning those leads, those ideal customers that you want, put them through an entire nurturing-based system. This is exactly what we use to build that trust very, very quickly. And one of the key things we have here is a 14-day email sequence. And so the sequence showcases a lot of testimonials, a lot of proof, a lot of our case studies, and gives them a lot of valuable insights they can actually use and implement into their own business today. I actually have prospects who are my clients now who've literally had so much value from those 14 days alone, from those emails that they've got they were able to implement from day one and actually get results. Another thing we have is obviously our content. We have those posts that I create. They have an entire YT training that they have access to. And so there's a lot of different things that we have inside our social school incubator, which is essentially a trust-based school community where I'm putting their needs and wants first over ours. And so once your prospect gets nurtured, they see how much value you're providing, they're eventually going to become a customer. And so here you can probably charge, maybe $100, $300 for some low ticket product that you have. And so all that low ticket product does, it showcases, here's exactly what it's like working with us long term, right? That's it. Just a little snapshot of what it's like being a high ticket client for a very, very small low commitment. Again, just a stepping stone towards becoming a high ticket client. And then of course we have our conversion mechanisms that we use to eventually upsell them from becoming a customer and making that final leap from becoming a customer to a high ticket client. And that's where we make 8K, 15K PIFs, just because they've already seen the value, they see us as an authority, they respect us, they trust us, and they have all that credibility behind us. And so they just pay 8K, 15K without even needing to think twice. And so hopefully you guys found that valuable. If you're interested, you can book a call with me down below to help you scale your business to the next level. If you are a beginner though, you're just starting out in the coaching space, you don't have any clients and you're just trying to get your foot through the door, feel free to join my free school community down below. Link is in the description, so you can get a bunch of value and ask me the questions you want over there. And so anyone looking to scale, has a few clients, at 5, 8, 10K a month, book a call with me down below and I'll see if I can help you out. See you soon.